So today we are discussing the array manipulation in JavaScript. So array manipulation is a sure question most of the time while preparing for JavaScript interviews. So in this video we are learning three topics: the basics of arrays, how to access array contents and the representation of arrays, then the methods of array, how to easily remember the methods. There are more than 30 methods that we need to master to understand arrays. Then the third is that how to approach or crack the coding challenges. So we will now look at the basics of arrays. So basics. So what is an array? So array is like a bookshelf or a book rack. Okay, so for example, if you want to put your books on each rack, for example, this rack is for chemistry and this rack is for computer science, and this rack is for maths. So if you want to put certain things in an organized manner, you can use arrays. Okay. So in programming also, we can store numbers, strings, data types in an array, many data types in an array. Okay. So it is represented as like this. Var array 1 is equal to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so here we are storing the array that consists of numbers, and as I said in the above, there are specific locations for each content to be stored, and that is called index. The contents are stored. Is the location. Okay. So here the index number is 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. Okay. So index starts with 0th position. So in 0th position the content is 1, and in 1th position the content is 2, etc. Okay. And this is the name of the array. We can put any names according to your wish. And var is the variable type. Okay. So in array 1 we are storing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So here comes another thing, the length of the array. Previously we learned about index of an array. Starts with 1. Starts with 0. Okay. Now we are going to study about the length of an array. So var array 1 is equal to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So here, as we look down, there are contents. We need the total number of contents that are in our array. So there is a method for that. So to know the total number of contents, we can use array1.length. So it will give the array length. So here, but the array length is counted, starts from 1. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 contents are there, right? So in math concepts also, we know that there is whole number and natural number. And whole number starts with 0, 1, 2, 3. But natural number starts with 1, 2, 3. So why it is like that? Because in natural numbers, we cannot see 0 in nature. Because if we want to count something, we cannot count it from 0. Because 0 is nothing. 0 is absence. So we will not count like that. So to count or to get the total number, we will start from 1. Okay. Similarly, array.length, we need the contents total number. So we start from 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. But index number starts from 0 to position. Okay. And how to get that 0th position? For example, array 1. Array 1 is equal to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If we want to access the fourth, if we want to access the content 4, okay, so we need to specify the index number 0, 1, 2, 3. So array 1 of 3. If this is a square bracket, we need to specify the number inside a square bracket to get to that content via a index position. Okay, so now we will look onto the methods of array. Okay. And also if we want to get the last element, for that we can use array dot length -1. Okay, to get the last content of the array. So now we will go to the methods. Okay, methods of array. So why we need to learn methods? Because as we know that, for example, variable array 1 is equal to 1 2 3 4 5. We need to get into the array. We need to get into the array for checking whether is there any number that we wish for, or to update each number. So there are many things that we can do using array, or there are many manipulations that we can do, okay, to change the array. So we need to study the methods. So there are more than 30 plus array methods. You will not remember that all, but I have a trick to how to remember these methods effectively. Okay, we will start now. Okay, so the main purpose of methods is to get into the array and to check whether there is a number, and for that we use filter method, and for other thing is that we use loops. So loops is one of the thing, then certain methods is another thing. Okay, loops is that, as we all know, that we use for loops. So for in so this is based on the index. Okay, if we use for, then the syntax is like this: for let I in array 1 return I of 0. So in for in loops, it uses index position to get into the arrays. and it checks the index position. Okay, here for let I in array 1, then return I of 0. But in for of, here we use the content. The syntax is like this: for let f of array 1 return, okay, the things that you want to, the content that you want to, for example 5, okay, that thing. Okay, so these are the loops to get into the content of the arrays, and we can get into the array using index positions and also the contents by checking is that content is available in the array, etc. Now we will go to the methods. Okay, as I said earlier, there are 30 plus methods, and we will structure it properly to remember it better. Okay, so first method is that based on syntax. So push and pop. Using dot. So push and pop, what does push and pops do? For example, we have an array named array 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. So by using push array 1 dot push 45. Now what will happen? It will add to the last of the array, last element. Okay, so if we console that, console.log, here we are storing that in a another variable, const st. Okay, console.log st, we will get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, then 45. Okay, the content is added to the last. Okay, using push. So adds to the last of the array. Now we will check pop. So in pop, if we do like this, it will remove. Okay, it will remove the last element. So we didn't need to specify any content. For example, here we did that, here we specified the number, right, so that it gets added. But in case of pop, we just need to write array.pop. Okay, so it will automatically remove the last element. So in this case, if 1 2 3 1 2 3 4 5 45, for example, array1 is equal to this, and if we use array1 dot pop and we console, we will get 1 2 3 4 5 only. The 45 will get removed. Okay, so array1 will be like this. Okay, it will get removed. Okay, so here push and pop is basically using dot, and if we use dot push dot push and dot pop. Okay, so here we use, basically it is used using dot. So now we will, here we are doing only to the last of the array, so we also need to there can be chances we need to add to the first index of the array. So for that we use shift and unshift and shift. So it will add to the first index. For example, 1 2 3 4 5, and here we use array dot unshift 45, oh sorry 50. Okay, no, 50. Then what will happen? The 50 will get into the first index of the array. So if we console, then we will get 50 into the first index of the array, sorry, 0th index of the array gets into the zeroth index of an array. Okay, so here also we have a correction, not first index but 0th index. Okay, then what shift will do? Shift will do similarly in pop case, it will remove. Okay, it will remove the content of 0th index. Okay, for example 1 2 3 4 5 array1, and we use array1 dot shift. Here also we didn't need to insert anything. Okay, empty. Now if we console, then it will be 2 3 4 5. So first content is removed. Okay, then we will get this. So if we look upon these things, we will write a summary. Okay, so this was based on syntax, and the syntax was dot. Okay, dot push, dot pop, etc. So syntax was dot. Okay, and we have push and pop and unshift and shift. What push will do? Push will add content to the last index. What pop will do? Removes content from last index. And what unshift will do? Unshift also adds content to the 0th index. Removes content to the content from 0th index. These are the difference, and it is purely based on dot. Okay, that's for, so we studied push, pop, unshift and shift. This is the most easiest method in array manipulation in JavaScript. Now we will look on to the arrow functions. So the methods that use arrow functions. So arrow functions is nothing but we will see some arrows in it. Okay, so here there are arrows. Okay, so just remember like that. And what these arrow functions will do, similarly as I said in loops for arrays, it will check each array, each content of the array. Okay, it will jump from one array to an array for checking. Okay, and now we are discussing about the arrow functions in an array. Okay, so for example, let numbers is equal to 1 2 3, and if you want to square that numbers, okay, so we can do, for each we need to, each number we want to square. Okay, 1 2 3, we need to square each number. So what we will do, for each number, if there is a condition for updating or manipulating each content of the array, we can say content of element. Okay, what we will use map. And how we will use that, the syntax is like this: numbers dot map. So why we use numbers here, it is the array is defined in numbers, so numbers dot map, then num. We can use anything because we are storing that thing into we are storing this function into num. Okay, so we are storing each content as num. Okay, here what is the difference? here we are storing the entire array as numbers, but we need to update, we need to take each content, so we need to store those each content in a separate box. Okay, so and here we using the, for storing purposes we are using the name num. Okay, so each content is stored in num, then we will use the arrow function. So here arrow is equal to and a greater symbol, then we can say that num into num. Num into num, and we are closing the brackets. So here we know that here two brackets was there, here two brackets was there, and no, one closing is for this and one closing is for this. Okay, so the num will get into, this is num will get into. Okay, so here the question was for squaring each content of the array. And so the num is now currently 1, and the 1 will get into 1 into 1, and as the loop goes, then it will here, so 1 2 3. So when we use map, then first it will take 1 and it will store into num, and num will do num into 1, num is 1, so 1 into 1, and it will go to another thing. Okay, so now the thing is 2. Okay, 2 into 2, and num is now 3 into 3, so 1 4 9 we will get. If we console that, for that we need to store that thing into something called variable array. Okay, console.log array2, we will get 1 4 9. Okay, in an array. So this is for map. Okay, map, we use map.map, but map is was a arrow function. Okay, so in arrow functions there is map, filter, sort, reduce, write, find, and for each. So we learned about map. So I am saying this thing one more time, so because the syntax can be confusing, so that you will not get forget easily. Okay, so how to write an arrow function for map? So first thing you want to remember, this is an arrow function, and it involves an equal to and an arrow. Okay, so first remember this first step. Then you need to remember there should be brackets, circular brackets. So just remember these two brackets. Second step. Okay, that's it. So for that, remember the concept, remember the syntax. Okay, so it will be an arrow function, so remember this. Then okay, first we will if we need to store that thing in a each content, we need to store that thing in a variable. So you can define any variable. Okay, so write that dot, write that, then you need to put your arrow function. Then what did you want to do? For example, if you want to square that number, okay, so num into num, that will square the number. Or you want to multiply it by 2, then it will multiply it by 2. Okay, here you need to write which array you want to do this. Okay, so this is how you remember map. Okay, now here comes filter method. So filter method is also similar to map function, but the main difference is that map will updates all the array elements. It will jump from, for example, here 1 2 3, it will jump from 1 2 3, and it will update or manipulate all the contents. That is map. But filter will not do that. Filter is like a filter, as we all know that we have seen in our homes. There is something called this filter. So if we want to filter a water or grains, you will put and you will get the filtered thing. Okay, okay, similarly filter will filter what you want. For example, you have so many contents in an array and you need a specific set of contents. For example, you want numbers greater than 5. So here comes a filter. Okay, so the filter method consists of equal to, greater than, less than, and all those conditional things. So it works based on conditions, and the conditions are greater than, less than, equal to, etc. So now we'll do a question. So we have let numbers is equal to 5 6 7. We need numbers greater than 8. So how we will do that? Num dot filter. So filter so first we will put 2 brackets, then each content where we need to store. I am putting num1. Okay, then the arrow function, then what I want to do with that. So num greater than, num1 greater than 8. So now I will post that, and if we console.log, the name of the array num fit const num fit and num filter num f. Okay, so num f is num filtered. Okay, we will get 9 10. Now we have sort. sort is also the similar thing. If you want to sort from ascending or descending, if you want to sort these things into ascending or descending things, right, then you can use sort dot array. So these all are arrow function. So how to write sort arrow function? Sort any variable that you want to store, then the close array, then arrow, then none, then what you want to do. Okay, so here a minus b is for ascending. Sorry, here we using two variables. Okay, so a b. Okay, a b. So we are storing these things into a and b. Then we get descending and ascending. For descending, we need to p minus it. Okay, and when we console that, we will get the sorted array, list of array. Okay. Similarly, we have dot find, dot for each, etc.